Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Doc and Queenie live every Monday at.
High noon. Oh my gosh, Doc, we have so much to talk about today. I can hardly wait to get started.
Well, what do you have to talk about, Queenie? Start.
I mean, it is fantastic. There has been so much rain in Kansas City. Hopefully, no one's been harmed by all the storms, but the grass is so green, and I bet everything that you're growing is growing like cray cray.
It is. It really is.
Free water. We love free water, right?
Yes. We just need to be careful because that free water tonight might have a little hailstones or maybe those little spinny
Are they
things.
calling for that? Yeah, I didn't know that.
Yeah, we're right in the middle of it. We're not on the high end. We're like smack dab in the middle. So I hope that they're incorrect.
Yeah, seriously. Please be wrong. Please be wrong. Please be wrong. Please be wrong. Yeah, absolutely.
I buttoned down the hatches already on our porch. I love the fact that I have a garden bed that's on wheels. So I just rolled it off.
Oh, no, that's a cool thing.
So yes, and locked it down. So I was very happy with that. So everything
is a very cool thing. Good for you.
So how was your weekend, Queenie, besides a little bit of rain, which I know you love?
I do love that. It was actually great. This was a blast for me. I got my company. I've been full-time with Miracles with Water for 16 years now, and my business is now Santa approved. So I am super excited about that. I know, seriously. And as much as I love Christmas, I was like, oh my gosh, Santa approved for Miracles with Water. You can't do better than that. So no, I got to have a podcast with Santa. So he was on Kathy Chat, and I'm telling you what, it is like the best thing in the whole world to now have Miracles with Water Santa approved. What about you, Doc? What'd you do?
I every so often will clean things out, and this was basically a clean out your files kind of.
Okay. That probably is a lot. You have a lot of subscriptions.
Do I? Well, I have a lot of subscriptions, newsletters, gardening. Gee, what a surprise. Yeah. But I also, I was cleaning up my files, my photos. Okay. I take thousands of pictures every year, and I didn't clean them out since January. And I thought, oh, it won't be too bad. I'm on day 3.
Oh my gosh. Welcome, Debbie Miller. We are so glad you're here. I think Debbie is after the Garden on Wheels. Ta-da!
Yep. Hashtag. Yeah. Garden Wheels.
I know.
So, but yeah, so I spent most of that. I did a video. I did some video stuff, and yeah. So it's looking good. It's looking good.
Rainy is people are like, ugh, and I I don't mind that because I bet in August you probably would be praying for a rainy day.
After by the time we hit August and we've had a month and a half of 95 and above, and if you were to light it, well, 4th of July actually is when it seems to start, because I water down the backyard because I'm afraid.
Okay, that's fair. Yep.
We have legal fireworks in our area, and I'm always afraid that it won't take much to light the lawn on fire, much less the house. So but yeah, it's always good to have the rain. The grass looks fabulous. Like you said, the gardens are growing. The critters are gone.
And oh my gosh, what kind of critters do you have, Doc?
I have bunnies that like to just, be nasty to me, and they jump in my garden beds and dig and put their babies in there. And usually it's and this year, they tried this year, but it didn't work. They usually do it between the lettuce and the carrots. I think they're trying to offend me or something.
No, I'm telling you, Doc, you have a buffet for bunnies. And you really do. And so because all the things you grow in your gorgeous pictures and your amazing videos, I'm sure the bunnies are going, her buffet's ready. Let's go.
Well, the ironic thing is they don't touch the lettuce or the carrots.
Yeah, that is ironic. Yes.
It happened a couple of years ago. And I didn't discover the bunnies until they were like softball size. They were big baby bunnies. And they didn't touch any of the vegetables in the garden bed, which I'm just like, but we have obnoxious rabbits. Like they will dig their holes, put their nests in our front yard. And we don't have any trees in our front lawn. They will put it right in the middle of the front lawn. Just like, okay. Yeah. So anyways, but yeah.
And that really is right in the middle of your front lawn. I mean, no offense. Can you imagine a worse place, quite frankly, for a little nest of bunnies?
Yep. So it's the bunnies, the squirrels, and then we have a neighborhood cat who likes to lounge. So, and I can usually see the spot where they've lounged right on top of everything. Yeah.
That's fair. It's comfy.
So, yeah, it's comfy. It's comfy gardening, you know, with a plethora of vegetables.
Oh my goodness. For any of you watching live or certainly on the replay, in the comment section, do let us know what you did over the weekend. If you're in Kansas City and it was rainy, how did you celebrate the rain? Or is it not a good fit for you? Or if you're in other locations, let us know what you do on the weekends, especially if you had sunshine and gorgeous weather. So with the rain, obviously we need rain. And then when the sunshine comes, everything just grows like amazing. But I love the grass is so green.
Oh, I do too. I love this kind of time of year because the bugs aren't out yet, you know, and we still have coolish nights. It's wonderfully warm during the day. So yes, it's you know, if we didn't have so much rain, we'd have our windows open at night.
Oh, absolutely. Yes, absolutely.
So awesome. So speaking of things happening, Queenie, of course, I've got my National Day of list.
Oh, I can't wait. Okay.
I am going to start, because this is a very sad thing. I'm going to start with Thursday and then I'll backtrack.
Okay.
So Thursday is Lost Sock Memorial Day.
Oh my goodness. All right. I can see where that would be a travesty in a family as big as yours. So yeah, lost socks are probably not a good idea.
No, I lose 3 or 4 socks a year. And I actually did find a pair that I lost in the sheets. They got caught up in the sheets somehow. I don't know how that happened because I wash my sheets separately from my other laundry. You know, who knows? I think they walk too. Yeah. I think they.
That is highly possible.
So, you know, my condolences for your lost socks.
That is a darling background.
National Lost Sock Memorial Day. So goodness. That's for Thursday.
Of course.
Today is, can you guess what today is? Well, here, I got to hold up the document.
Fabulous. I was going to say Fabulous Tumbler Day.
Nope. It's National Beverage Day.
Oh, cool. Well, yay. I'm celebrating that one.
So, yes. So I expect to see a post on Kangen Water. And
definitely see that. That's a great idea.
So, yes, it's National Beverage Day, and it's also National Nurse Day. And so shout out to, you know, families and friends that are nurses because they do a lot. They have a hard job. I think it's harder than the doctor, actually. So,
yes, I agree with that.
And then Tuesday is Teacher Appreciation Day. We've got some teachers in the family. My mom was an English teacher. My daughter works in a school. So yeah, it's teacher appreciation.
I bet everybody's counting down the minutes as school starts to get out for different districts.
They're counting down the Mondays. They have 3 Mondays to go.
3 Mondays. All right. That's fair.
Yeah. And I asked my daughter, I said, and so how are the kids? She said, they are like off the wall. The kids that misbehave are misbehaving. So yeah. Yeah. Lost socks come back. It's for Tupperware when you don't know. Yeah. It's good. That's good. So yeah, so it's Teacher Appreciation Day tomorrow, and it's also Tourism Day, National Tourism Day. If I could, I'd be jumping in the car touring something, but I'm kind of busy, so I have to wait until.
Oh, I bet I can imagine. I love day trips. Literally, you just go 200 or 300 miles any direction, and it's very fun to see all the different places you're close to. Sometimes you didn't know it, sometimes you do know it, and you just haven't been. And I think the day trips are a blast.
Well, and we have a great area here in the Kansas City metro. Well,
Oh
and
yeah.
in this area, Kansas and Missouri, there is so much, if you like historical things, there are so many sites and things to see. Actually, I don't know if you knew this, Queenie, but we have, it's called the Battle of Blackjack. It's just west of Olathe. It is the furthest northern point of the Civil War.
Oh, no, I
Um,
did not know that.
so yeah, so we did have,
Wow.
and it's still, and they say you can still see. We went out there once, and you can still kind of see the wagon wheel tracks too, from because we also have the
That
Santa Fe
is
Trail
cool. Mhm.
and all of that kind of stuff. So it's pretty cool if you're a history person or you like to go somewhere.
That
So
is very awesome. I didn't know that.
so Wednesday is National School Nurse Day. So this is Nurses Week, I think.
Yes.
So and you can't say thank you enough to those school nurses. I think they probably have it harder than the nurses in the hospital. I don't
Oh
know.
my gosh. Can you even imagine? You're never going to know who's going to walk through that door. Guess
Yeah.
what? Please help me. I have a, yeah, yeah.
I don't, and I was thinking about that. I think I in high school I got sick once. But yeah, I didn't go to the nurse. I just went to the office, but I don't think I ever went to the school nurse in elementary school. I don't recall ever. I don't even know if I even remember. I'm sure we had a school nurse, but yeah. So, happy National School Nurse Day. Were you ever at the nurse? You probably never were sick either, Queenie, were you?
No, even back then, I never missed a day of school because that was kind of my claim to fame kind of deal, and we were just actually never sick. So I'm grateful for that. But no, I can't even imagine that we had a school. Well, we wouldn't have not had a school nurse though. Yeah, I'm sure that we did have one, but like I never crossed her door. I'm sure.
Yeah. So, and then like we talked about, Thursday is Lost Sock Memorial Day. So we can all be
I love honestly about the
free.
Tupperware lids. Yeah, Deb, that's great.
Friday is Washington State Day. The state of Washington became the 42nd state in the Union in 1889.
Wow, now
It's
that's cool.
very cool. And it's also Shrimp Day, which do you like shrimp, Queenie?
Absolutely. Cold, yes. Scampi, yes. I can't. I have not acquired a taste for fried yet. I know that is popular, but it is not a good fit for me. But I definitely love cold, whatever, like cocktail type shrimp, and definitely scampi stuff, like garlic and butter and whatever that saute stuff would be called.
I like it any which way, it's and I use it a lot. I throw it in a lot of different dishes. So
Does your family like it as a whole, or just you, or how does that work?
everybody does except for my daughter. She does not like shrimp.
Okay.
So I'm like, more for me.
Yeah. Yeah. Boo hoo.
Yeah. No, she doesn't like it, but everybody else likes it. Yeah. So it's also clean up your room day. So I don't know if you need your room cleaned. I'm
So
not even
far,
gonna
my
try.
room is doing great, as a matter of fact. But I will say that when you get to go visit your grands and you get a tour of their room or let me show you something, it's always like, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
And back in the olden days, I don't know what it was like at your house in your family of origin, but you were go to your room like you were sent to your room. Holy moly! If you get sent to your room now, it's not only a cinema, but you usually have one or two laptops and a few iPads and all these different things. And I'm like, how is that punishment?
Right.
So yeah, these rooms now are way different than how I was growing up.
No, my father was in the military. So
Oh wow.
beds had to be made in the morning and the room had to be cleaned. And
Oh,
it
I bet
was
that's for real.
so yeah, and punishment wasn't going to your room. So we'll just leave that one alone. I'm
Mm.
okay. So Saturday is Dog Mom's Day. So shout out to everybody that has dogs. It's National Dog Mom's Day.
I have never heard of that. All the national days of that you do, most of them I have definitely heard of because people put them everywhere. But dog moms is a genius idea.
Yes. So I will expect to see posts from dog moms. So and then it's also foam rolling day, which I had a lot to choose from on Saturday. I have a joke about foam rollers. I call them rock rollers because they are not. You would think foam is not going to be hard. Foam is kind of squishy. Yeah. But foam rollers, they use it a lot in physical therapy and those types of
I was
therapy.
just going to ask, what even is a foam roller?
It's just a real big, long. I don't know if I've ever seen them. They can be long, they can be short, but they're made out of foam, and you roll on different parts of the body to loosen up the muscles.
So. Oh my goodness, I would have had no idea.
So happy National Foam Roller Day on Saturday.
Thank you so much. Absolutely. I will keep my eyes open for that one too.
I'm sure nobody has ever said happy National Foam Roller to you, Queenie. So
yes. that is a fact. Yes.
And then Sunday is Mother's Day. So are you doing anything special? Are the kids gonna shower you with breakfast and dinners? And
I'm just sure I will have enough meals over the weekend to do my heart good for sure. I get to see both families, which is cool, and everybody is spread out all over the place, so that's always fun. And so different scenery and things like that. So what about you? I bet you're serving up a feast.
Well, I don't have to cook. It's Mother's Day.
So nice. Okay.
I was asked what I wanted for dinner, and I have not given my reply yet. So
there you go. Well, now that we talked about shrimp, that might be on your mind.
I know, shrimp might be. Yes. So yeah. So that's Mother's Day. So the quote that I picked for this Doc and Queenie for today, which it jumped out at me: "The struggle you're in today is developing the strength you need for tomorrow." Isn't that a good quote?
That is a fantastic quote. My goodness.
Because how often sometimes we forget because we want to take control, or we get involved in the details of the if you call it a struggle or something, not so great happens. How often do we get caught up in the details and forget A, where our focus is, and B, just let it overtake your attitude and your mood? And yeah.
Unbelievable. That is awesome. What you're going through today is going to shape your tomorrow. And I do think everything that you teach us as far as mindset and attitude and all those things is so pertinent.
So, yes. So that's my part. How about your part today, Queenie? You got some wheels in there?
I love wheels, Doc.
I know you do.
I love wheels. So let's see if we can find one today. And thank you again for everyone who shares with us your words that you'd like us to talk about. We add it to the wheel. And so when you send it to us by email, or certainly on our Facebook group page, Doc and Queenie is the Facebook group page name. So just add a word that you would like to have added to the wheel. Oh, this is a good one. I know who actually sent us this. This is great. I know who sent it to us. That is awesome. Self-development, Doc. What does that mean to you?
Oh, self-development. It could mean so many things. Self-development is basically, we were just talking about mindset. That's a biggie.
Yep.
It can be learning, like we've been doing our Doc and Queenie classes, developing our social media skills. Self-development as far as business can mean setting goals. It's the goal setting. It's self-examination of where do I want my business to go this next quarter? What did it look like last quarter? What's happening currently right now? There's finance involved in that. Of course, we're talking business. Self-development. I'm just trying to think of off the top of my head. The personal part, of course, is mindset.
Yep.
As a Christian, just getting into the word more than I do, and being consistent. Maybe it's consistency across the board of the self-development. That can be a self-development piece. So those are the kind of things that pop up when that phrasing words come to mind.
Yeah, for me, it's a matter of when people say, I already did that, or I don't do that, or whatever those are. For my brain, that causes a little bit of explosion, because if I already did that / accomplished it, did I share it and teach it to someone else so they could learn? And or what's the next step? Because I'm never finished. And so for me, it's a matter of, And plus, quite frankly, think about, just like when I always teach about pushing buttons, there's always a new button to push. And so the self-development piece, I'm just never finished. And so I like to keep the yet words. And when people say, I don't do that, or I already did that, that always makes my head hurt because I'm never finished. And I've always got a new something to learn, or certainly a new something to teach. So that's like, even today, I always tell any of my groups that I'm helping with, I learn more from you than you could ever learn from me. And it's because I learned from their questions. And so the self-development for me is constant growth. And the consistency piece that you mentioned is ginormous, because I do feel that the consistency part is huge, because it's learn, 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 push, 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 strive, strive, strive for something bigger and better. And I think it is cool that we all get to work together.
Yes. I have a little comment on your word yet that I know you use often. And Debbie Miller's has done the push the button, hashtag yet. I was talking with somebody and I used the word yet at something that I was going to do. And it was interesting, their reaction. I've never had this, and they reacted. They said I wasn't being positive. I'm like,
okay.
What? Yeah, it was an interesting comment. I've never had anybody.
That is definitely interesting, because for me, yet means ongoing.
Yes.
And so that's very interesting that they thought it was a or they feel it's a negative. Wow.
Yeah. Yeah. So
yeah, it's kind of like when people say, I'm going to try something. Well, I appreciate the try, because you don't necessarily know if you're going to accomplish it or not. But when you attempt to do something and you succeed, then that's kind of like a accomplishment on a big scale. But if you're going to try to do something, maybe it's in your mind, I'm going to try it. If it doesn't work, who cares? It's kind of like trying a new product or service, or trying a new anything. I don't think try is necessarily a negative, but there are people out there who don't try, just do it. And I'm like, oh my goodness.
Well, and when you put those two words together, attempt and try, attempt is so much more powerful when you think about it.
Yes.
So
absolutely. But yeah, I've never heard of yet being a negative. My gosh. Yet for me is an ongoing motivator. And that's why, and just like when I say already, I've only got one video on my YouTube channel. And I always say, well, for me, I would be saying I've already got one video on my YouTube channel. And so it's just a flip the mindset thing, because some people have zero. I don't have a YouTube channel. I don't do video. I don't blah, 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 whatever that is. And when the new person says, I only have one video on my YouTube, like they don't want me to look at it yet. And I always say, well, congratulations. You've already got one video on your YouTube channel, and very few people have that. So you're ahead of the curve.
Yes. Yep. Yet.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Let's find out what the topic piece is. Again, we thank you all for sharing topics with us when you want us to have that on the wheel. We always shuffle 6 times. Doc's number is 7. My number is 5. So we compromise right in the middle. So now we've got Doc and Queenie topics also. And the topic for today is, which is it? Oh my gosh, I love that. Keep on moving.
Keep on moving.
All right, now that's a good one. Keep on moving. Is that for you, Doc? Is it a keep on moving, like a physical move, or is it a keep on, don't stop, as far as motivation?
Well, being an A personality, it's both. My business is constantly changing, and I'm constantly learning, and I'm constantly attempting. I was going to say trying.
Now we know what not to say, right?
I'm constantly attempting, but it's also, especially in the gardening thing, you have to be consistent. Even if it comes down to like every day, I don't have all of my garden planted, but every day I walk around my gardens and take a look and see what's going on. I keep on moving, moving through the garden to see. It's a consistency thing. That's kind of how I take the keep on moving in one aspect. If it's not working, make an attempt somewhere else. As we say, punt and pivot. That's a keep on moving kind of thing. When people get stuck, and I know we've talked about that too, it seems in my observation that they just get enveloped in that stuck. And then that's where I'm going to try it, or I tried it and it didn't work, or, all of those kind of, if you want to say negative things, or they don't move. The stuck part is they don't move. They don't do anything. They kind of shut down. That's, of course, that's the polar opposite of the keep on moving. But yeah, I look at it as a consistency, punt and pivot, keep it going. And social media, of course, is constantly changing. So you kind of have to, in order to keep your business out there and keep everybody aware that you're out there, you have to keep on moving. What do you think about that, Queenie?
Can you imagine, just like you mentioned social media, I did that once, I tried that once, something, and it didn't work. And I'm always like, oh my gosh. And so can you imagine what either one of our businesses would look like, much less our lives and certainly our social media exposure, if we tried something and it didn't work? And I think one of the things for me is I love when memories pop up on Facebook, like memory, and I always click on it to go, oh my gosh. It happened actually today on a memory for 3 years ago, and how I was editing photos and different things. And I look at that and I'm like, oh my gosh, I actually put that on social media. And the difference between what you know now and what you knew then, and how that piece has evolved. I cannot imagine sticking to this because you learned it and not keep on moving. I can't imagine that. So for me, it is a constant learn, move, evolution, because I do think, just like you said, as soon as you learn something, they change it. And as soon as you learn how to do something else, they move it. And then as soon as you have this all figured out, they won't let you do it anymore. And thus we're on YouTube now instead of Facebook groups. That's a big evolution. And so all of the things that we are learning, and the keep on moving, I think that is a great topic. So thank you to whoever shared that with us. We don't mention your names publicly, but we definitely appreciate. So keep them coming.
Yes. Speaking of moving, I was just looking at my YouTube channel, and that's, it's getting challenging because they keep changing the algorithm.
Yes. Yes.
It's punt and pivot. So yeah, it's crazy.
One of the things that you have taught us, speaking of YouTube, is that your 15-second shorts get more buzz than your 60-second shorts. And as soon as you get used to that, they're going to switch it. Right now, is it still 15 seconds?
It's still 15 seconds. Okay. I used to think it was, well, maybe it's just what I'm doing. No, it's kind of across the board on other content creators, that the attention span is within 15 to 30 seconds.
Oh, there you go. All right.
I've been slowly trying to train my subscribers and people that see my page.
Okay.
I'm pushing it a little bit. It's like now I'm up to 30 seconds and a few 60 seconds. So we'll see. Who knows? But yeah, it's across the board right now, 15 seconds on YouTube.
Unbelievable. And the second I get used to that or can figure it out, I'm sure they'll switch it. So that is exactly where my brain is going. But the keep on moving, the terminology is great. And I'm very grateful, actually, Doc, speaking of that, to be surrounded by dynamic people who are choosing to up their game. And so that's the part that I love, because some people have this block. In fact, I actually just the second was with another person in a breakout room for a different group. And I was refreshed by the fact that she said, it's so cool to have a conversation instead of these breakout rooms sometimes are one-sided, because we were both doing the back and forth thing. And she goes, you've been in business a long time, haven't you? And I said, 16 years. And I said, you've been in business a long time, haven't you? And she said, 18 years. And you could tell the difference between the newbies who are going, I want you to buy my something, and somebody seasoned who's going, tell me where you came from and how you got here and give me a little background. And you could just, it was refreshing.
Yeah, that's really interesting to hear that, because I think people that are fairly new to business, maybe they just don't realize it. I don't know, but that is very refreshing to hear that.
Yeah, it was great. And like I say, I've been in rooms before where they don't take a breath, so I can't interject anything, and they want me to buy their something when we're finished, and I'm like, I already have one. You what? And they go, what? And I said, I already have one. I've been using that company for 11 years. And they're kind of like, oh my gosh. So it's just a funny thing when you get a seasoned professional and when you get a newbie who may be desperate to make that sale. It's a different animal.
Yep, totally. So I have a question for everybody, and I'm going to post it also on our Doc and Queenie Facebook page.
Okay.
We are coming upon another milestone. Do you have any idea what it is, Queenie?
I think it might be Doc and Queenie Day 4, huh?
Yeah, 4 years. It's kind of crazy.
August 5th is actually the date because we were the first Monday in August back in 2020, right?
2020, yes. So I wanted to throw out there, and I'll probably be making some posts. What would people like to see? Maybe we can do a best of some of our funniest Doc and Queenies. Maybe we can, I think I just lost Queenie. I don't know where she went. Well, anyways, what do you want to see on Doc and Queenie? I will more than likely do a video. And of course, last year we had a whole bunch of people that had been with us since the very start. And so I featured them. And this year, maybe we can do something a little different to just kind of celebrate and thank everybody, all our faithful friends on purpose, for being a part of this great community. So anyways, I don't know where Queenie is, but I will keep on talking because she's the one that pushes the buttons. I just do the talking. So anyways, so just reach out to us. You can post on there. And just, if you have any ideas or anything you want to see or anything you want us to talk about, we will make it fun. And a 1-hour program. Ooh, that's a good idea, Debbie. So then maybe one year we had people come on and we all kind of chatted. So we always look forward to doing something a little bit different every year in this celebration. But this is a fantastic milestone. We just started it during the lockdown because we just felt a need that, to kind of get people to lighten up. And we had a lot of fun sharing business information and just, making it light and kind of funny, or at least I try to. But anyways, so it looks like we are basically out of time here. I have no idea where Queenie is. Maybe she'll pop on after I'm gone, but I'm going to sign off for both of us. Thank you for joining us, everyone, whether it was live or on the replay of Doc and Queenie live every Monday at high noon. I did it. So you can find Queenie at KathyWeaverKC.com or myself, Doc, at KitchenGardenExpert.com. And of course, we're all over social media with those handles, as they say. You're back. I wish you almost got me another 30 seconds. I would have been gone because I'm just signing off. I'm just telling everybody.
I love the internet. I love the internet. I love the internet.
So I was just telling everybody they can find you all over social media, Queenie at Kathy Weaver KC. So until next time, have a fantastic week. If you're in Kansas City, hopefully stay dry. Watch out for the winds and hail tonight. It's supposed to be kind of nasty. Button down the hatches and hang on, because that's what we do. We always look out the window too. That's the funny thing. You have the TV on and you're looking out the window and they're like,
I know.
Look.
Yeah. Correct. Yeah. You want to see if it's right.
Yeah. So until next time, have a fabulous week, everyone. And we will catch you right back here next Monday at Take care. Thank you, Queenie.
Thank you, Doc. Bye for now.
Bye, everyone.